Okay, good evening, folks. Dr. Freedom here with the Times of Doctor News. News from in and around the universe that may or may not affect you on a strange, weird, emotionally, incredibly deep level that could only be seen if you were living on the Titanic now. It's that deep. Now, and not as deep as some other things that are running around out in the community. Oh, man, I just saw a video put up by a certain other channel not even 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Once again, apparently Chibnall and Whitaker have been thrown off the show. And I love it because it's right there on the cover screen for the video. The experiment failed. You see, it was totally predictable. I even told everybody that I knew that when Doctor Who came back for Series 12, the ratings were going to drop. And it's like, well, it's because Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall. And I said, no, it's because they took a year off. The same thing happened to Peter Capaldi with Series 10. They took a year off. And the ratings dropped to around the same level they were for Series 12. And it's like, does that mean that Moffat and Capaldi should have been out on their asses? You know, you see what I mean? I don't remember seeing the same rhetoric, jargon, and malarkey on these other videos as I do, for the last couple of years. And it just blows my freaking mind, the nonsense they come up with. But okay, let's get to what we got here. Let's get to what we're doing. Let's go take a look at what we do have. A whammo blammo. All right, first off, the latest edition of Doctor Who Magazine's out, Doctor Magazine number 555. I'm going to put these links for you in the description box. So if you want to go take a sneak peek at some of the pages of it, you can. Here you go. That is a lovely, lovely cover, don't you think? All right, next up, Paul McGann, Alex Kingston, Carole Ann Ford, and more will appear in a live stream. Big Finish will host Doctor Who stars from its audio dramas in an exclusive virtual convention on YouTube August 1st. The 6-hour online celebration is the virtual edition of Big Finish Day, an in-person convention which had to be canceled in May due to the pandemic. Over 30 actors, musicians, and writers from across their ranges will take part, and Doctor Who fans are invited to join in and comment. And look, here's the guest list right here if you want to go check it out. Wham, 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 there you go. And it's very, very nice to hear. Now, according to Nick Briggs' quote, we were disappointed to have to cancel our annual one-day Big Finish Day event at Derby Quad, but we racked our brains to think what was possible by way of an alternative. Throughout the coronavirus crisis, we've continued to produce many audio dramas, so we thought a little peek into our lockdown lives might be fun. Virtual Big Finish Day promises star guests and surprises as cast, crew, and fans come together to make a special online event where everyone is invited. And here you go. It will take place on the Big Finish YouTube channel August 1st, starting apparently at 1600 British Standard Time. So that'll be about 11 o'clock here. They're 5 hours ahead of us. So 4 o'clock p.m. there will be at 11 a.m. here. Doctor Who crossover event figurines have been unveiled. Hero Collector will release 4 box sets as part of the Time Lord Victorious rollout. Now, the Time War has grown so big, even figurines have become involved. Hero Collector, the high-end collectible company known for replicas of characters and vehicles from genre properties, have announced details of its offerings connected to the upcoming, Time Lord Victorious, the big crossover event. Running across 12 weeks, Time Lord Victorious is a transmedia product, including, of course, Penguin Random House, BBC Books, Titan Comics, Panini's Doctor Magazine, and Big Finish. So boom, 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 here you go. Looks like some interesting stuff coming out. Check this out. Ooh, roll on Dalek. Okay. This article is like Doctor Who's renewed success. They're talking about the modern series prove that the BBC were right to axe it in the 80s. I don't know. What do you think, kids? Because when I read this article, they're like, well, it was getting kind of stale, blah, blah. But what they don't realize was they had already turned a corner. They had already changed things up. The Cartmel master plan was about to come into play. It's like, but they never got a chance to, basically run it out because Michael Grade and his gang of lackeys were on this high-end mission to kill Doctor Who back then. And it's like, of course, we can't go back and change the past. Do you agree with this person, what they think? Link to the article will be below. Go read it for yourself and let me know in the comment box what you think of what's going on here. All right, Doctor Who's Time Lords were a clumsy retcon long before the Timeless Child. Now, here's the thing. I don't have a problem with the Timeless Child thing because, as I keep telling people over and over, Doctor Who's canon and continuity is constantly changing. But when I read down here, now let's scroll right down. The retcon may have widely accepted, but on critical examination, it's very clear. It's clearly a very clumsy retcon. It blatantly contradicts everything the Doctor said about his origin in an unearthly child. Didn't he say being about wanderers and exiles? To the extent he and Susan could only have been lying to Ian and Barbara. Rather than wander trying to get home, the Doctor became a runaway. Get ready for this. Rather than the TARDIS's inventor traveling with the girl who named the ship, the Doctor was a thief who had... They never said in the television show he invented the freaking TARDIS. That was in the movies, jackass. You see what I mean? I love an article where somebody obviously picked up the Cliff Notes and went, oh, I got them on this one. It's like, it was only in the Cushing movies that they said the Doctor invented the TARDIS. That's the only place I can think of where that was even mentioned or even hinted at. So right here, discredited because you can't do research for shit. You see what I mean? It just boggles my freaking mind. And it's like, and once again, as I keep saying, the show's canon is constantly changing. I don't remember a time when he actually lied to Ian and Barbara. He just said they were wanderers in the fourth dimension, and you don't know what it's like. What was it? Do you know what it would be like to be exiles from your own home? I don't remember him saying anything. You know, he did mention every now and then about going back home. I'm trying to really cook the brain pan. Sorry, it's been a long time since I sat down and watched my heart on my trout. But come on, I don't remember a single time in the original series where he said he invented the TARDIS or any of that. Oh, man. It just boggles my brain sometimes. It's like, am I crazy? Just tell me let me know in the comment box out there. Okay, now we've gotten to the monster at the end of this book. Now, as I've already told you, Batman and several other major motion pictures have been invited to shoot back in the UK. Some as early as May. War of the Worlds, a high-end drama series, sci-fi, is shooting right now under COVID guidelines in the UK. I heard Keeping Faith is being reduced now. I just heard that the other day. And sadly, I do have one source now who is saying, and I really wanted to be optimistic, but the source is usually bang on, that Doctor Who filming could be pushed back to November, and if necessary, back to January. So sadly, it seems the doom and gloomers may be winning out on this one. Now, if I hear it from any more sources, you'll all be the first to hear it, okay? But like I said, the only reason I'm a wee bit perturbed, a wee bit concerned, is this guy has always been straight on with me. And, this is the same source that once upon a time told me about Sacha Dhawan, like months before he was revealed. So it's like, I got to take this seriously at this point. So if I hear any more along that line, I will pass it to you. I was trying to remain optimistic, especially with the BBC pushing for extra guidelines so they can get some of the dramas back. Plus, who knows? Like I said, I've even heard words there's a vaccine in the testing stages, but let's not get our hopes up that far just yet. But once again, I just wanted to say, yes, I've heard that there's a possibility Doctor Who has been pushed back for filming for Series 13 to November, and possibly, if necessary, back to January. I'm sorry, folks. I honestly think they wouldn't get this far, especially when we're still over a month to the started scheduled shooting time. But from what I'm hearing, the COVID is starting to make a comeback in some places. All I can say, folks, is, be safe, take care of yourselves and each other. And I said, hopefully I'll hear better news, but if I hear anything different or I hear anything that continues this particular story, I'll pass it on to you. Take care, everyone, and good night.